Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you are well. This is Mamet, aka Ama. Same woman, different brand names. First name, middle name, whatever you know, it is still the one and only. I want to have a conversation with you today. And of all the topics I am banging out today, this is going to be the most controversial. This is going to be difficult and unpalatable for some people. This is going to challenge some people. And I know that, and so I'm making the declarations from the beginning. What I'm about to share with you is my opinion. It is my position. I don't need to actually dialogue with anybody else and come to any conclusions. You can watch this video for entertainment purposes. That's how some of you watch it. That's fine. You can watch this video for ideological purposes. Some people watch it that way, and that's fine. You can watch the video for learning purposes. Your choice. I don't mind. Hello, Abnakosa. Hello, sis. Hi, Rabbi. You can put your views out and we can dialogue and debate. That's absolutely fine. But I just wanted to get this out here. I am not representing anybody else's views. I am not looking for concordance in particular with anybody. We don't need to converge ideas and come to one common goal in the end. Because at the end of the day, this is personal. So yeah, I'm talking parenting. And I'm talking about how to raise competent children the way I know it. These views I'm about to express come from my background. These views I'm about to express come from my learning. The views I'm about to express come from my own construction of the way I see things. And yes, every time I have shared this, there are many people I know who says it is middle classism. If it is, it is. Amma, this breeds of whatever. If it is, it is. But let me explain to you. Children don't raise themselves. Adults raise them. Children don't become automatically. Opportunities make them. Children can be timid depending on the environment you create. The environment you create for your kids determine the outcome significantly. Yes, there are external influences and sometimes you don't know who else your kid is in contact with and whatnot. But fundamentally, what the parents create is the foundation of which children springboard and go forward. Parents who create opportunities for their kids create competence. Simples. Parents who understand this responsibility and invest in it actually end up having well-rounded kids, competent kids. Some parents bring your own fears into your child upbringing, and your own fears begin to hold and shackle your kids, and you don't understand. For example, we've just sent my first son to the US, and we are sharing the series on our channels. The boy is himself documenting his thoughts, and I'm sharing it right here, unedited. And no, I don't script it for him. He's 17. He should be able to script himself. How do I have that confidence in that boy that he can script himself? Because he's had many opportunities to speak and to express himself. He is accountable. He knows what is justifiable for him. If he's going to be contentious, he's willing to justify his contention and so on. And so, no, I don't really worry about the videos. I promise you, whatever number of videos he gives me, all I do is the sequencing of it. And then I usually add a little bit from myself, tying the whole thing or explaining the whole thing, and I shoot it. It's the Nana Breaks Free series. If you've not seen it, go have a look. But my friend says, wow, you allowed him to travel on his own? Yes, because in this life, he's going to travel on his own. He's going to leave my home and he's going to go and live somewhere else. If I shackle him down and baby him and do not give him opportunities to learn, he will be an idiot in this life. And you see many of them, many clueless adults who don't know how to navigate basic things in life. Because the people who raised them have not created opportunities for them to learn and to discover. Life is actually lived on discovery. You learn more as you go through stuff. You mature as things present themselves. And that's the reason why we've sent our son. So I put the video out and somebody else says, this is too much pressure on parents who can't afford it. And I'm like, who's stopping you? Who says I can afford it? I can't actually afford it. I prioritize it. The trip the boy is taking is not the most, I'm not the most financially comfortable human being on this planet with 2 secondary age kids going through school. But the trip he's taking is a replacement for the wig I'm not wearing. It is sacrifices and choices. The trip he's taking is the trip I'm not taking. Could have been taking that trip myself. The trip he's taking is the shoes I'm not wearing. Yeah? It's the hotels I'm not visiting. It is the mani pedi I am not having. It is the massages I'm not having. It is the things I'm not buying. The trip he's taking is a sacrifice. But if you think this is trappings of middle life, that's fine. I don't have anything to say to you in defense because I have absolutely no need to justify it to you. In fact, if after living on this planet for so long and after hustling for so long, I was actually middle class and middle age, what would be so strange about it? Really? Why would I owe anybody an apology? If I can buy a ticket for my son to travel, you can buy a bus ticket for your child. It's no different. You still allow your children to go and to be. Some of you have had your kids on the buses for years. Hello, Sister Kate. Some of you have had your kids going and coming independently for a long time. Some of us live in places with limited opportunities, and I know that I am a dominant character. Anyway, Sister Gina, hi. When my child is here, I can't watch him suffer. So I fix it. My name is Fix It Ama, so I fix it. And Fix It Ama needs to be absent in order for my son to be able to learn. And that's why I've created the opportunity for Fix It Ama to be on the opposite end of this particular planet, whilst I've sent my son to the exact opposite place to go be, to go learn, to go do, to go discover, and bring me his learning. He is becoming a man. He needs to make decisions on his feet. He needs to be able to evaluate situations like that and make choices in a split and justify his choices. He needs to be able to make choices and for the choices to be right. And so he needs opportunity to learn. How you create that opportunity is dependent on your pocket, is dependent on your circumstances, it is dependent on many things, and that bit is not actually scripted. You can send your kid on a bus. You can send the kid to an auntie in the next town. You can let your kid take an international flight if you want. If it's a flight and you want it to be a local flight, fine. If you want your child to know how to use a ticket and to travel, you could send him on an airplane, or you could even do it on a train. Most of you in Europe can send your kids on the trains and they'll be fine. They'll get to places. But the kid is responsible for his own documents for the first time ever. And you saw the huge faux pas at the first gate. He left his boarding pass. That bit does not connect because his parents always hang on to his boarding pass on his behalf. He's discovering his passport for the first time. He's discovering going to immigration for the first time. And he's had so many questions back to me. He's like, Mom, watch the third video. I've just posted it like an hour ago. In there, he talks about the questions the immigration guy asks him. Do you have any guns or explosives? And he says in the middle, he turns around and looks at the person. Hey, I'm 17. Where would I get those stuff from? And when he said that to me, I'm like, okay, great. He's learning. If you can't afford a flight, you can buy a bus ticket to another town. Stay alone for just a day or a weekend. Abna, simples. Nobody says it has to be a flight. Or some people take their kids to places and they allow their kids to buy the bus ticket and to do things. The idea is for you to create as many opportunities as you can within your circumstances for your children to have experiences. That's all. For your children to have opportunities to think on their feet. That's all. For your children to actually make... No lipo. The funny thing is, I actually do own lipo. I have one. But lipo, I am allergic to most of these funny things that we put on our skin. If I put lipo on my skin, you will see cracks. The last time I attempted it, my lips have not recovered fully. So no, lipo sits here. Anytime I want to do lipo, I need 3 kilometers of shea butter on my lips as foundation before any lipo goes. It's too much hassle. So let's just deal with me as it is. And no earrings either. Can't be bothered today. But it's good to have you here. I want to talk parenting with you. What I'm actually discussing with you is a technique called tactical parenting. And it's a technique that is alien to a lot of us from where we are from. A lot of our parents were not tactical. We were born, we just happened to be around. We were in a group. Some of our parents didn't even know what happened to us. And then eventually we sort of grew and we left the nest. Many people go places and are clueless about simple things like even using a bank card. Yeah, Tina, start from the grocery store. I started this from when the kids were about 5. I would stand in my window in Manchester and allow my kids to go to my local shop. And it took everything in me to stay behind the glass and watch them because, you know, in Manchester, around the shops, there were a lot of kids from very dodgy places who hang around these places. And yes, the approach to the store could be hostile. But I needed my kids to learn. It's called tactical parenting. It is called tactical parenting because you are observational. When you see weaknesses, I will ignore you. Yeah? Today, I don't have your energy. So feel free to make silly comments and I'll just treat it with the contempt it deserves. Awia, hello, it's good to see you. Thank you. Hey, Landalus. Oh, wow. It's called tactical parenting, and tactical parenting is responsive parenting. You watch your kid. You discover weaknesses as you go along. You find that your child can't do certain things, and so your tactic is to create an opportunity for them to learn it. So I have discovered independence is something I need to give mine over the next 12 months. Because in fact, in about 14 to 16 months, that boy is going to university. And he's going to have to go to university on his own. He's going to have to go and make daily decisions about what he eats, where he goes, how he manages his money, having control of a bank account, blah, 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 financial management, blah, 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 time management. And so it's been my tactic over the last 12 months to teach certain things and to pass independence of certain things to him. And there are some things that I've realized we will struggle to get him to do whilst we are here. And so the tactic has been to let him go somewhere else where we don't control much, where he can do stuff, where he commands and decides what he does. He's gone with a budget. I've not given him a list of things he can buy. He will have to go to the shops and he has to manage his money and realize that he has a finite amount of money. He will have to prioritize what he's going to buy. Marian, don't even bother with the response. That's the one I was actually referring to. I'll treat that comment with the contempt it deserves. Charity, hi, it's good to see you. Tactical parenting, Sister Diana. It's not the same for my kid as for your kid because your kid is different from my kid. I have 2 kids. The 2 kids and their needs are not even the same. I have to do certain things for my son and a totally different set of things for my daughter because their skill sets are different. And my daughter accuses me of it all the time. You do it this way for Nana and you don't do the same way for me because you're not the same people. And your needs are not the same. But as a tactical parent, you have to observe your child at all times. You have to always carry out regular needs audits. And when you see skills gaps, be honest about it and admit that there is a skill gap. Yeah. She had to be in a metro bus and go to Kusunyani. Yep. But she has to learn to do it. At some point, she will have to travel on public transport anyway. She could be learning it today, or she could be learning it in the next 20 years, or she could be a stupid mother with children who doesn't know what she's doing. And I've seen many people who've grown up that way and not capable of making simple decisions. There are people who have to call everybody and discuss everything with people because they are indecisive. What makes them indecisive is because they've not had opportunities to make decisions. And so for the first time, when they are presented with opportunities to make decisions, you realize that you doubt yourself because you don't trust yourself. You are not proven yet to yourself. You don't know if what you're going to do is right. And so you trust other people over yourself all the time. And you ring people and ask them, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? If your kid is growing and turns up asking every time what they should do, that's a question. That's a question for you to explore yourself. Why is your child always asking people what to do? Yeah, different skill sets, different needs, different gaps. And so your strategy is going to be different because your strategy is actually to address a need. Strategy is to address your needs. If your child is overconfident already, no, you don't need to give them more opportunities to become overconfident. If your child is overconfident, you actually need to give them a reality check. That's what they need. And so you need to explore ways in which you can give them a reality check. One of the biggest reality check for mine was at the gates. I remember talking to him briefly before we left the house, and he was like, stop worrying, mommy, I'm competent, I'm there. I've been doing this since I've been born. I'm like, really? I've got this. You worry too much, you fret. I'm like, okay, no problem. We will have to let you go and discover. Point 1, he left his boarding pass. That I saw and prompted him. And obviously, from that point onwards, it was important to hang on to his documents, and I think that faux pas actually registered it. The second thing was I asked him to put in the undercoat. In Ghana, you call it singlet. I said he could actually put one of them on and put a t-shirt on underneath it and then put his jumper on. His mom is not stylish. I don't understand fashion. I am old-fashioned and I am clueless. I'm like, okay, no problem. Don't worry. When you land at the airport, you will discover some things. So you heard in his video, he is now telling everybody it's like 4 degrees outside. Duh. That's what I said. And he says, so you can continue to make silly comments. I will never read it. I will not acknowledge you. I will not give you the attention you are looking for. So you continue being silly. Alberta, hi. I'm not sure which one is the first name. Is it Buwama or Akaguri? Which one? Good to see you anyway. So he arrives, he walks into the airport, and the cold hits him. The one thing he was actually willing to take was a beanie because he says that's fashionable. He thinks people who wear beanie hats do so in places like that because it's fashionable. So he took a beanie. No gloves, nothing. He had money. He could have bought gloves at the airport here. He could have also bought gloves at the airport where he arrived. No, it didn't quite click. And so when we were talking, I asked him, are they no longer selling gloves in airports? And you could have seen the recognition. Yeah. These decision-making experiences, although the stakes are low and doesn't matter, actually give a child opportunities to learn to make choices and for them to learn to trust themselves to make the right choice. And because you give children chances to make choices and over time to prove themselves as worthy of making choices in their own lives, what you do is actually create capacity in these children to be able to run their own lives by making decisions like that. So my upbringing with my mom was a very tactical parent. No, we were not rich. The circumstances within which I grew were challenging. Yeah. Mine was not on flights predominantly. They were on local buses. But by age 12, my mom would allow me to travel on a 14-hour trip on the buses to go see my aunt in Cape Coast. Yeah. I could travel to places on my own, on the state buses. After a while, I actually got the money in my hand to go buy my own tickets and make selections on times when they were available, because these are some of the decisions you'll be making in life. Oh, bless you, Alberta. God bless you. You know what? Let me send you a WhatsApp. And then once you've got the WhatsApp, please WhatsApp me and we can chat some more. I am a very decisive person. I don't split second to consider once I know the right choice. And you know, in most things, I get an opportunity to do so. Is this silly Billy still carrying on with silly comments? You are an idiot. No, I wanted you and your grandmother to pay my children's school fees. What nonsense. But that's all I'm going to say. I won't even say your name. I will just call you an idiot. And you will find that the person in control in this page is me. When I want to tickle my sides with you, I will. And now, this character is not smart enough to know that it's not even my data he or she is watching with. Those things are silly attention seekers who don't realize that I'm using my data to broadcast in my space. And they have the freedom to make their choices. Can you all do me a favor? No, don't even respond. Don't respond to that character at all. Ignore the person and starve them of attention, which is what I'm going to do. I won't even block this fool. I will leave them here. They can waste their data. Maybe we might be lucky. Some common sense might get through eventually. Keep them here. I don't have time to block them. Let them be here, but don't even respond. Yeah. Don't respond. Don't even comment. Allow them the space to make a fool of themselves as we go along. Okay? Alberta, seriously, don't even waste your time with it. Like I said, a person is looking for a conversation about being better than anybody else. Who cares? If you are better, and so what? Who cares? You have nothing better to do than to be on my page to watch me and whine. Pathetic. That's all I've got to say. Sister Alberta, I'm just sending you a WhatsApp. Please send me a message and then I will send you further details from there. It took me a while to actually work out most of these characters and what it is they are after. We don't have time for silly time wasters, and we just keep it rolling. On this page, it is mine. I am in control, and I can choose to acknowledge you or not even acknowledge you. Melody, don't even respond. Don't respond, because all this person is looking for is attention. Shino, and I'm glad you are here. Please type in more details, because people have been asking me about the contact details and the price listings and stuff like that. So you've seen Shino Naturals, she is on. Shino Naturals is the owner of these beautiful products. She has a whole range for hair. My favorite so far remains this one. This one has been going on my hair, and I kid you not, look. I will show you the evidence as I go. Where did she put it? So she found a new one she created for me. Look, can you see? This one is different from the rest of the hair. This is a new one she created because it's actually growing more. I have been putting cream here. And eventually, I am getting new ones. Can you see? This is another new stubby one. I'm getting new hair grow in places, and as new hair grows, I am going to continue to add to my locks, and the number should be increasing. And what I have been doing since I got this from Shino is just Shino. Shino goes right here. It allows me to soften the hair here and also to grow. It's beautiful. It is very organic in the smell. You can see the actual base, whatever cream base is predictable from just looking at the consistency. You know this is a Share product. So all the wonderful things you know about Share are already applicable here. Chanel, if you have a price list, if you have a place where people can order, can you put more details out there for me? The platform is yours. And her contact number on the product is 00233. Feel free to WhatsApp her. 547589005. Yeah? Cool. I was your boss man. Let's say. Hello, Patrick. It's good to see all of you. Like I said, can you just laugh at this clown for me? Don't even acknowledge the account. Just laugh. Laugh. You are a clown on my page and discussion attention seeking. And I don't even respond. Don't reply. The person doesn't deserve a response. Ridicule the person and just keep it rolling. I will not name you. I will not acknowledge you. You are a nobody making silly comments on my video. That's all you will be. You can't be anything else because I won't even give you the permission to be. Joseph and Ishra, it's good to have you. We are talking parenting, and I'm talking about tactical parenting. Tactical parenting can have many, many, many different aspects. The main thing, though, that I want to explain, it's not about the specific activities, but it's about the thought process behind the activities. As a tactical parent, you are supposed to observe your children. And when you observe your children, you do a skills audit. And if you do a skills audit and you discover, oh, there are gaps here, the child is solid here, I could improve here, okay. Now I've got some time. Oh, let's continue, Joyce. I have some resources. Can I focus on the things that the kid is good at? Or is it better if I focus on the skills gap? And again, it depends on what the skills gap is. Some gaps are fundamental. And so when you come across those gaps, immediately you need to address them. Acronym, good to see you. Sister Abna, hello, hello, hello. Some skills gaps are actual fundamental needs. And so, don't respond. There's no point. Okay? Hi, Annie. Some things are fundamental. They are urgent. Priority needs to be given there, and you need to address it immediately. So you do that. There are some of the skills gaps. Okay, they are skills gaps, but they are not fundamental. They are not even detrimental. It would be an advantage. I miss you, Asia. It's good to see you. They are not detrimental. You could leave those ones. Is it better if you focus on a kid's needs or on their strengths? Again, depends on what the needs are and what the strengths are. That's the next question. If the needs are vital, address those first. But if the needs are trivial, then it might be a better strategy to focus on the kid's strength so that the strengths are so obvious, so that the strengths allow people to see the kid in their best light, so that people are able to focus on the strengths. And then after a while, the weaknesses don't matter. See, I have a lot of strange behaviors. I do. And I enjoy them. And I make no apologies for them. But when people meet me, my skills are also very, very, very apparent. It doesn't take long for people to work out my skills when they encounter me. That's because in my mom's strategy, her focus was on my skills and my strength. My mom knew that I've got frailties, but my mom considered those frailties as trivial. Obviously, anything that came up that she considered fundamental, she addressed. And because those frailties are trivial, but she actually focused her energy on actually projecting my strength. Most people see me and don't see my frailties. They actually see my strength. And the minute people see my strength, they are blindsided by the strengths. And the weaknesses don't matter anymore. So people will say things to you like, oh, look, She can be a little bit difficult. However, it's worth engaging with her because, yeah, that one is difficult to get in a group. But take your time and nurture the relationship. If you can get anything out of her, get it out of her. That one is different. She does all sorts of strange things. But focus on these things because what she will bring to the table is worth it. And I've heard so many people say it professionally. I've heard people say it in the personal realm. And I actually am very grateful to my mom for it because her strategy was always to spotlight my strength. Hi, Eric. To spotlight my strength. And please don't forget to spotlight the strengths of your kids. I shared my son's channel recently. And when I shared the channel, people were like, is that the boy you talk about? I only have one son. I have only one son. And yes, all the things I've told you that was predicted about my son were there. Like me, does he have behaviors that are deviant? Yes, he does. And today he still does things his own way. He doesn't care about what anybody says. If you consider him weird, he does not care. If you are happy with how he does things, he does not care. And in fact, that's one of the things about that boy I am proudest about. However, my job as his mama is to pick up on the things that he is great at. A performer. What performer? I saw something turn up about a performer. I don't know, you have to explain a little bit more for me because I think that's the first time you've put a performer. Usually, when it's somebody who's looking for a private tour, you need to put down a deposit before I will go off and plan a trip for you. Because I have been spending my time planning private trips for people who never take the tour. They take the itinerary and they are off. And so I don't do it anymore. There has to be a commitment fee and then I will plan an itinerary for them. But I don't do it for free in detail for anybody anymore. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if she's serious, she can make a commitment fee, and yes, I'll plan an itinerary of a tour for her for sure. So spotlighting strength is very important because see, this life is all about competition. And so you have to spotlight the strength so the child themselves are clear of their strengths. You have to spotlight their strengths so anybody who encounters them pick them up. I have found myself on a competition circuit. And on the competition circuit, people meet me and within a short period of time, people are like, oh, you were really good with that. And I'm like, the reason why these things come up is because they have been clearly spotlighted for a long time. How to comport myself in people, how to speak, even when I am trying to fly under the radar. These things shine through because of years of honing that my mother is responsible for. That's why I call this responsible parenting. So it's tactical. But obviously, as a responsible person, in order to achieve results, you have to be tactical. And the tactic is to get your kid the best opportunities available and to minimize their disadvantage as much as you can do. If there's anything which is a glaring disadvantage, you offset it quickly before it begins to affect your child's confidence. Your child just came from Ghana. They have an accent and everybody else makes fun of the accent. Yes, after a while, the kid will have an inferiority complex because everybody else around him is able to speak articulately, or the people around her are speaking articulately and she's not. And after a while, because everybody else is articulate and your child is not, your child will be embarrassed to speak. And because they don't practice speaking, the language doesn't improve. And because they don't practice speaking, their thoughts don't get heard. Because they don't practice speaking, people think they are stupid, but they don't have the confidence to actually speak for people to correct that conception. And so over a short period of time, you will find that your child begins to feel stupid and act stupid. And the problem was never with your child's intelligent quotient. The problem was actually always with your child's linguistic capability in a language which might be new. If you were a tactical parent, if you were a parent who understands deficit offset, The minute your kid arrived and you heard your kid speak and you knew your kid had a disadvantage, you would have found speaking opportunities for your kid. You would have found coaching for your kid. You would have found opportunities for your kid to excel. So even if you could not pay for elocutionist, what you could have done is had your kid do things in church, do things in places. So even when they go to school and don't fit into school, they fit somewhere in church. They fit somewhere in a youth club. They fit somewhere. And so they go to school and people are like, you are stupid. And your kid is like, no, I'm not. When I go to youth club, I'm not stupid. I'm articulate. When I go to church, I'm not stupid. I'm articulate. So the problem is really not with me being stupid. The problem is that I am not coping well in school. Oh, mom, I am struggling with such a thing. Can you help? Of course you can help. Of course you can help. So you find the help your child needs. And because you are willing to provide, what if one has tried to encourage the child to focus on his or on her good side? You can't just speak and preach with children. No, you have to scaffold. You have to scaffold. They are children. They are not capable of handling their own affairs. And that's one of the mistakes a lot of us do. We are advisors. They are too young for advice. No, we say things and we expect children to act on it. They are incapable of doing it alone. Our job is about scaffolding. So you think a child should take an opportunity. You create the opportunity. If there is a course to sign the child up, you sign the child up and take the child. If there is a club they should belong to, create an avenue for them to belong to the club. If it is friends they are not making, have friends and go to the park together and create a circle of friends for your child to select from. As a parent, it's a difficult job and it's non-stop. I admit it. But that's what it is if you want to do it well. You always look at where the need is and you act to intervene. That's our job. You act to intervene. Sometimes you act to intervene against your child's wishes. Yes, sometimes you have to veto their decisions to get them to do stuff. Yeah. Your child wants to do witchcraft and drama in school. It's not going to take them anywhere. At some point, you will need to sit down and have conversations about it. And sometimes the conversations and the things going around in circles don't go anywhere. But if you know that it's going to be impossible for them to do witchcraft and drama and get on anything, any course or any skill to go forward to survive on, you will have to learn to veto some of their decisions. Yeah, that's also part of your responsibility and part of your rights. And parents who never learn to do those are the parents children turn around and blame for being indecisive in their life. Yeah, you can veto if it is for my best interest. You can. I didn't like it when my dad was vetoing in my life. It was annoying. I thought he was overbearing. He was a dictator. He was autocratic. Sister AC, you think there is, I am guessing your child is teenage or preteen. If you think that it's common for a preteen child or a teenager to think their parents are intelligent, I have got news for you. Almost all teenagers think their parents are stupid. They think we are unfashionable. They think we don't understand anything. They think we are archaic. In fact, they think we are dinosaurs. We are clueless dinosaurs. That's what they think anyway. And then eventually they come around and realize mama was right all along. Daddy was right all along. I've been through that journey myself. And I am now leading 2 children through it. And I have worked with so many teenagers in my career as a teacher. And I'm telling you, hello, Sister Florence, you also have to be a decisive parent. Yeah. If the ideal is for you to articulate and get the child on board. But if it is fundamental for the child's safety and well-being, sometimes you need to veto. You need to veto. And tell the kid, this is my veto card. And I've laid it down today. I don't do it all the time. But right now, it's necessary. So that's the veto card on the table. Oh, Farida, of course. They think we are clueless, we are stupid, we are old, prehistoric, we are dinosaurs. Oh, especially when it comes to anything modern and on the internet. Of course, you don't know anything about it. You are the world's greatest idiot when your child becomes a preteen and through the teenage years. See, if you are somebody who is able to do this also with them and to scaffold effectively and to prove yourself right, to prove yourself as solid over time, by the time your kids are emerging out, they earn respect for you. So 2 days ago at the airport with my son, when he got to the barriers and he made his first mistake, he's like, you make it look so effortless, Mom. We come in and I wanted information about him going on his own because it's now post-COVID and things have changed a little bit. So I wanted to double check. We asked 1 or 2 people. People were giving me attitudes. So I switched from being a pliant mom into a forceful mom who wanted information. And yeah, when I'm in that element, I'm scary. Stomped to somebody's desk, stamped on the desk, asked a question and told them I was sick and tired of being tossed around and being ignored. So the person upped, the person did, the person sorted. It was fantastic. We were all good. And after that one, when we were done and he was all sorted, he says, whoa, you are fierce in that element. I want to be like that. I'm like, okay, we are finally getting to a place. My boy is learning respect for me afresh. That respect is different from the original respect you had when your kid was young. Because when kids are young, they give you respect by default. Pre-teenagers and teenagers do not have any default respect for you. In fact, in the beginning of preteen and the early stages of teen, they have disrespect and contempt for you. But as your decisions begin to prove right, as your consistent interventions begin to show that you are competent, as the children realize that the things you do effortlessly take effort for them to do for themselves, they learn new respect for you. And that new respect they learn for you runs deep. I don't stop talking about my mom because as I actually went through that process and I started understanding some of the things my mom had done, some of the interventions, and even more as I became a parent and I watched and remembered what my mom had done, what she had done had become justified. And for that, I hold her here. You have to learn to earn some respect. And the way you parent and the competence of you doing it is one of the main reasons why you will earn this respect or you will lose it. Sister Abner, it is what it is. And look, sometimes it is you sitting down and actually honestly having a conversation. We moved when my son was in his final year. We moved. I had got the job the year before and I drove a stupidly long distance every day. So I didn't change school for them. But after 1 year of doing that, I couldn't sustain it anymore. So my husband and I sat, we made a decision that we're going to move and we called the kids. And I said to my son, I have taken one for the team for a whole year. And he's like, I know. I can't continue to take it anymore. He says, I know. So you are going to take one too. And each one of us are going to take some too. We are going to move. Okay. What we promise you though is to get you in the best possible school we can get you in that place. Notwithstanding cost. Cost will not be the main decider here. If we have to chew grass to pay your fees in the best possible school we can get you in, we will. Do you trust we will do that? He says yes. Okay. You will have to work with whatever school is the best available because most schools don't accept final year students. So I can't promise you that all schools will take you, but the best possible school who will take you is the very school we will send you to. And whatever exam boards they have, you will have to work with. He says, okay. So we moved and we found a school. Stupidly expensive school, but good school. He was happy with the school and its provisions, so we settled on it. The fact of the matter is that the school he went to had totally different exam boards from the school he had left. Everything was different. Everything. Was he happy about it? No. But we had talked him through and he knew we had no alternative. So knuckle down the boy did. And everything he wanted or needed available we did make. And you've all seen the results in the summer. Yeah, your children should be different from others in a positive way because you do things differently from other people. Of course. Jim Brace, good to see you. Hi, Wendy. I am hoping in this conversation, and I know there are some of you who only think it's a brag. And in fact, if it's a brag, it's a brag. I'm bragging. It's true. So if I'm bragging truth, I don't see what's the big deal about it. I've worked hard. And so if I say I've worked hard, I don't see any apology I owe anybody. So if it's a brag, it's a brag. Maybe you are right, it's a brag. And it's an entitled brag. And so I'm bragging. Maybe. But I do hope some of you actually understand the intention within which I make these videos. Of course, I use practical examples to illustrate it. And the only person's life I can use to illustrate it is my own. That's the only life I have permission to share without consulting anybody else. So I will. Yeah, Gifty, if it's a brag, it's a brag. It's my right to brag, so I'm bragging. However, if you are able to look beyond those things, what I'm actually looking to share with you is practical things you should think about as a parent. Practical. Many of us have similar achievements. People have tried. People have worked. Whoa, people have fought. People have gone on journeys. There are marshals and Trojans on this journey of parenting. But then, unfortunately, there are also many people, depending on where you are from, you may not be aware of some of these things. Many people from our community, they were just born and they just grew. Parents didn't actually stand in to do much. And because you yourself did not experience aggressive parental responsibility, you will try and do better for your kids, but it's try. But that's not good enough. That's not good enough. Your children deserve better. Your children deserve everything you have. And so I'm sharing these videos in the hope that some of you who may be in that position might listen to this video and you might even pick one small thing. If you don't pick anything from me today, take it from me. As a parent, you have to be a tactician. You will have to be a master tactician. You have to be a warrior. You will fight the elements for your kids. You will defend your children. And sometimes you will fight the very children to protect them from themselves. Because you should be their protector. You should be their protector. And if they are in danger of hurting themselves, you will have to protect them from themselves. Sometimes you do. Yeah, Gifty, that's the intention. I'm hoping that I galvanize you to reflect on things, to have a look and see ways in which you could improve things for your kids, ways in which you can refine stuff. Those of you who are relaxed, I want you to sit up and realize the seriousness of this job. And those of you who are already doing a great job, I want you to pat yourselves on the back and say, hey, I'm actually already doing right. I'm actually already on the right course. I may not have been aware of it, but yeah, I'm a tick, I'm a talk. I've done those, I'm doing it. Yeah, I've given everything I have, Amma. And that's all you can give. How can you give more than you have? How can you give more than you have? So the methods and the actual activities are different. I may have sent mine on a flight. You can send yours on a bus. You can even send yours to walk to the local shop. Somebody may give $1 million to theirs to manage. I have $2. I give it to mine to manage. They still learn how to do it. Somebody's son might learn how to manage $1 million, but mine still learns how to manage 2. Both of them now have the financial management skill nailed, done. Somebody's teaching his son to ride a helicopter. Somebody's teaching his son to ride a bike. Somebody's teaching his son to ride a car. In fact, everybody's trying to teach their son to have a means of transport. That's it. Somebody's even teaching their son to run. with their legs quickly and get to places. We are teaching our children the best means of transport we have available to us. Each person should teach their kid how to transport themselves. Each person should teach their kid how to manage assets available to them. Each person must develop their kid in the best possible way we can, because actually that is the job of a parent. You see self-worth and contentment. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sometimes. Sister Stacy. Oh, sometimes. It's almost all the time. You have to be a tough liner. And yeah, sometimes when I'm fighting with the kids, I do it online. I am a tough liner. And I make no apologies for it. I am a tough liner. Sister Ama. I am a disciplinarian. I am a hard-line disciplinarian. No apologies for that. I am friendly with my kids. Very friendly. And very familiar. And very playful. But my kids will tell you, they are not my friends. I am their parent. That relationship has to be very clear. I am friendly. Tasha, thank you. It's lovely to see you. Denta, hello, Erica. I am friendly with them. I am very playful with them. I am approachable to them. But I am their parent. I am not their friend. We are not friends. When I need to discipline, we are not friends. When I need to intervene, we are not friends. When I need to establish, we are not friends. When I need to provide, we are not friends. And so my children know I am a friendly parent. But at the end of the day, bottom line is, I am their parent. Very parent, not friend. Very parent, not a peer. Obed, good to see you. Very parent. There is this whole thing now where people get confused and don't know who they are and where they stand. You are a parent. You might be a friendly parent. Your son is away to the jungle at age 9, slept outside for a month. Life-changing experience. Yes, I sent mine on Duke of Edinburgh. He came home with scars and his kneecap almost ripped out. Again, after that trip, he has definitely changed in a lot of ways. He definitely has become significantly less impulsive. So yeah. Sister Gifty. Definitely a parent. Definitely a tough liner. No apologies for that. I'm good. So those of you who are asking me questions about why my son has traveled, I've sent my boy to become a man. Because that's what he's becoming. In another 12 months, he will be 18. And he will be making responsible decisions for himself without me. In the first few years, I will be supporting him and rectifying his decisions. But then I will be distancing myself off. Since he's been to sixth form, I don't get involved with his work. I don't check what he's doing in school. If he says, Mom, I need to stay behind, okay, he can stay behind. I will provide transportation for him. If he says, Mom, can you get such a thing? We will. But I do not monitor anything except his grades. And touch wood, he's almost done with year 12. And he has actually managed his affairs like a little man. His grades have not dropped. Not a teacher has a complaint. Never an assignment delayed. Responsibility nailed. And that is so important. That work ethic is so important for me to teach him. It's one of the greatest things my parents have given me. My work ethic. No matter where I find myself and no matter how tight the corner is, I will make wiggle room because I am willing to work until it happens. So we are teaching him that and we talk honestly. Honestly. So now he's off. to go make mistakes. And yes, when he makes a mistake, I point it out. And then we debrief it. And then he learns from it. Hopefully to make a better choice next time. Hello, kiddo. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
You want it to be live?
No, yeah, because like if it's like a recorded video, you're gonna have to go back and record it again.
No, this is live.
Oh, okay. So we made spaghetti carbonara.
Uh-oh.
Did you know? Yeah, I know. Did you know that spaghetti carbonara is just pasta with raw eggs on it?
It's not particularly raw, but...
No, it is raw. The video we watched, they cooked the pasta, they made an egg wash, they added the pasta to the egg wash and served it immediately.
Can you cook mine a little bit?
We cooked it. We cooked the eggs. And so it's not spaghetti carbonara anymore.
No, it's fine.
It's cooked.
Cooked. Thank you.
Yeah, because we watched the video, like, there's no way that they're serving... We've had spaghetti carbonara multiple times. Also, I didn't use spaghetti.
Pasta?
I used penne.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes. So, would you like cheese on yours? Like a little bit?
Yeah. What you can do, though, is make sure the portion size is controlled. Yeah. Because it's high calorie.
I didn't serve you, so I don't know if it's too much.
Go have a look. If it's too much, take some off. Yeah?
Hi.
Okay. Really? You're very mature. I'm so proud.
Oh, wait, my glasses keep falling off.
Go. Bye.
You don't want me here?
No, I don't want you here embarrassing yourself. Go. Bye.
Carbon? No, it's not carbon footprint. Internet footprint?
Yes, go.
Digital footprint.
Go.
This is going to be on there forever.
Hello, Purity. Hi, Julie. Hi, Tomka. That's the way the Italians do it. I don't know. Listen, I'm not eating this Italian nonsense with raw eggs. Mine better be cooked a little bit. Look, my stomach is not Italian. Holly, my stomach is not Italian. Oh, yeah, this is my youngest kid. She is a free spirit. But she is a free spirit who needs to be reined in. And yeah, like I said, I'm a very friendly parent, very approachable, but very parent. I want those lines to be clear. I also don't want to blur the lines for people. I don't ever say to people to be friends with their kids because it doesn't work. It ends in tears. She's like someone in your house. Exactly, Farida. Be careful. Don't be deceived by her actions now. She's dangerous. My kids say that all the time. My kids say that all the time. She's lethal. I am lethal. If I go for your throat, whoo. Yeah. You love her. Yeah, me too. Me too, Barbara. She is, look, she's interesting. That kid is who I would have wanted to be when I was a kid. She's got almost all the things I didn't have. She's got them in the right mix. And I like it. Very proud of her, actually. Yeah, we are still working. This is your creation? Let me see. She did the garnishing?
Yeah.
But I think the amount of food is suicidal.
Yeah, I told her that you didn't want too much.
No, could you bring me a plate so can I fetch some off?
Yeah, but try it. Eat in front of my audience. Please don't die of salmonella.
Okay, Mom, don't die.
Ooh.
Don't die of salmonella. Don't die. Don't die. Don't die.
Don't die. Is it good? Is it
It's
really?
lovely.
I'm Gordon Ramsay. I'm Gordona Ramsay.
Gordona Ramsay. Okay, bye. Bring me a plate. Listen.
Yeah.
Next time though, could we have some sauce?
Yeah, I tried to make it saucy, but you know the
Yeah.
egg was supposed to be the sauce, the raw egg.
Well, the next time we need to find a
Do you want hot
replacement.
sauce?
Okay, yeah, bring me a bit
Yeah,
of hot
because as
sauce.
he suggested, the hot sauce actually pretty good. 'Cause I forgot.
We could do with something binding.
Would you like water?
I've got water. Can you bring a plate, please? Sister, I don't know. I could join it. Channel B. I want to home economics. I want to say, this is sex form. This one, I know, is unbelievable. Oh, we have sex form at uni next. Just say it to me, children. Why first we did it? No, you know what the answer is.
Mom, your husband's here to try as well.
My husband is here, so he can check. Go bring the hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
Stay here and let's eat together so that if we die together. She's learning how to cope because when she goes to uni, she's got to be able to cook and to do things for herself, you know. She's the youngest in the house. No, she's an August born, so I suppose it's close enough, isn't it? Hello. Thank you. Next time, has this been out of the fridge?
Yeah.
Why?
It's always been out of the fridge.
Yeah, hot sauce should be in the fridge.
Oh. The Nando sauce has also been out of the fridge. You didn't say anything.
Lovely.
All our sauces have been out of the fridge.
No, they should be in the fridge.
Is it not spicy? No, we didn't add any pepper. We didn't have, you know.
But there's pepper in the kitchen.
I asked for black pepper. You said we already had some. But the black pepper is.
But you could have done with fresh chili pepper. Yeah.
Like,
If we have
The pepper sauce, if not chili sauce, can you make some and bring it? Yeah. So Rosemary, it's just saying, yeah, chiamo. I just wanted to share this with you with that it's a difficult job. It has no manual. Sometimes the only thing you have is general guidelines. And one of the general guidelines I wanted to share is to do the very best you can for the kids.
we don't have any, but she said she can make some quickly.
Yeah, do so quickly. General guidelines, that's all you have. And today's general guideline is for you to try and be a tactical parent. Tactical. Not incidental, not accidental, tactical. You think about things before they happen and you do things because you've thought about it. Yeah. Anyway, now that I've got food, that's the end of the video. So let me thank you very much for watching. A special thank you to those of you who have actually shared it to platforms. If you are on any parent platforms, do me a favor. Please shoot it across. If you say so yourself.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
did a good job this time.
Exactly, Mekuya. You are not a friend. You are a friendly parent. Parenting. I have a group on parenting.
Why don't you show me?
My parenting group has been running for a while. And yes, I do weekly videos in the parenting group and we discuss things. Yeah. Yeah, Frida, we have to reassess ourselves. We have to spot when we are doing well. We have to see when there are chinks in the armor. And we solder it and fix it. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Sama. You've changed your kids with different language medium and planning another one, but now your heart is bleeding. Listen, sit down and ask yourself, all the reasons why you are moving, do they in the end work out best for the children? If they do, then console yourself and forgive yourself. Bringing the kids here, the kind of life we've managed to construct for them, in comparison to the life they had before, this is loads better. And yes, in order to give them this loads better life, there's a little bit of inconvenience. So me, I have no doubt. I have absolutely no guilt whatsoever. You would have benefited from a more aggressive parenting. Now you are parenting yourself and putting everything in place for your kids. Now, Marie, that's the challenge, isn't it? That's the challenge. And that's one of the things you never want your kids to say. And for that reason, you do the very best you can. My parenting group, let me show you what the group looks like on Facebook. So my parenting group, I do discuss these things. And yeah, one of the things I actually discuss that I love to discuss is raising teenagers. I'm a Manson's Parent Club. If you want to join, you definitely can. I can put the link right here. So this was me. The last video I did was a bribed revision. I had actually taken this young lady to a cafe so I could sit with her on the same table. Yeah, I had to buy her a little bit of a treat, you know. But then it was actually revision, and it was a bribed revision. I explained that and I discussed it with the people in the group, how to build bridges with preteens and teens. This is another video, big one. So yeah, this is my parenting group. I come on and I discuss parenting. Obviously, if a lot of people who sign up are teenage parents, I talk more about teenage parenting. If people who sign up want to, so I've got two versions. There's an old parenting group that I had, which is there, and this is the new format. But yeah, you want the sign up form, of course. I can give you the sign up link for sure, and you can go check it out. I will put it right here in a minute. Parenting Club. It's a monthly subscription. And so you sign up and monthly it will sort you out. My pleasure, Sister Abna. My pleasure. Let's see. Where's the page so we can put it up? Okay, so yeah, that's the link. You can go and sign up for yourself. Okay. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this is useful to some of you, and for those of you who are doing a great job, may God bless you. You are life transformers. For those of you who find that there are gaps in your parenting ability and it is something you can fix, please fix it. Yeah, that's fine. Sister Gift, you can get in and then you tell me. I ask for requests. So let me know how old your kids are. Let me know what your challenges are. And I make those videos to address those challenges. When he comes with long hair, cornrow, and locks, we will sit down and have a conversation about how that represents him and how that affects his chances. See, remember, my job is to scaffold him to make good decisions, not to make decisions for him. He's 17. If he wants to sport locks, we would discuss it. And if he's able to convince me and himself that it's a good idea for him to have locks because it fits a particular thing, then great. If it is a misinformed choice, then we highlight it as misinformed and you will have to review it. You need me as a coach. I do personal coaching of all sorts. You can go on my calendar and you can book yourself a session and come talk to me about your needs. I'll put the calendar up. Get on my calendar, book yourself a session. 7 and 9 are preteens. So you are there's a good reason for you to get in and get the preteen training so that you are ready and prepared for teenage. I think for majority of people, teenage came as a shock. People's kids hit preteen and they start exhibiting some of the behaviors. Most people actually don't know that the behaviors start in the preteen range. The kids begin to test you in their preteens. They push the boundaries in their preteens. They watch you to see what material you are made of in their preteens. So by the time they get to teenage, they've sussed you out. They already have you nailed. They know how they're going to play with you. They know your weaknesses and they know how they can take advantage of them. Preteen is when you need to get your act together, really. You do. Anyway, oh, Tori, the video will still be here. You can go and rewatch it. I've got food, it's going cold. And so let me love you, let me leave you, and I will catch up with you soon. If you want to sign up to Parents Club, sign up, come join us, and we will continue to work together diligently until we have nailed this parenting and we have succeeded for the sake of our kids. Catch ya.